I've always loved sci-fi and the idea of being right on the edge of discovery and the frontiers of space. And doing exploration in EvE allows me to do all of that stuff. You get to use cloaking devices, probes to scan down unknown parts of space. You get to go to places in space which are dangerous and unknown and discover valuable ancient relics from long-dead civilizations. You could even go into wormholes which take you into unknown parts of space. You could see a pulsar or a magnetar putting out waves, a furious black hole with a massive glowing red event horizon around it. And it really reminds you of where you are in space and how far away you are from the recognizable surroundings of your home system. It's an incredible feeling, and you just feel like you're living on the edge of space, right on the frontier. And there's always the threat of being discovered by another player who might be out hunting explorers. And even if you do get discovered, even if you are spotted, the feeling of achievement and the feeling of narrowly missing a sticky end is unbelievable. That threat is what makes it a challenge. A lot of what I've done in EvE is just following content that presents itself because of what I've chosen to do. It's all part of exploration. It's not knowing what kind of profession it's going to lead me to or what kind of activity it's going to inspire me to follow. It's perfect to give you a taste of what EvE's got to offer.
To the uninitiated, scanning can seem like an arcane, time-consuming process, but really, all you need are the right tools and some patience. If you have a spaceship, the basic tools come fitted as standard, and if you've been playing EvE for any length of time, so too does patience. Those basic tools start with the overview, which by default is on the right of the screen whenever you're in flight. More a tactical feed than an actual scanner, it provides a constantly updated and configurable list of local ships, structures and celestial objects. For some, like player-piloted ships, the overview has limited range, but it's something to keep an eye on whenever you're in space. To find ships beyond the range of the overview, up to 14 AU away, and specifically to scout out threats that might be lurking at your next waypoint, you need to familiarise yourself with the directional scanner. The D-scanner, as it's commonly known, can only pick up contacts in a sphere or cone that radiates from the direction in which your view is pointing when you hit the scan button. If you go to the scanning interface, Alt-D, you can see how this works. By adjusting the scan range and width on the left panel, you can affect the resolution and the accuracy of the data that comes back. Used properly, the D-scanner is an invaluable scouting tool, but if you want to pinpoint ships and highlight deeper space signatures, you need to turn to your sensor overlay, which is attuned to displaying mysterious pockets of space that invariably require further investigation in order to access. These show up as coloured brackets in the main view, and as ticks that shift their orbit around your command control circle, depending on where the camera is aiming. You can of course filter out the signals you don't want, such as entry-level cosmic anomalies, which you can warp to as you would a moon or a stargate. For other stellar mysteries, collectively known as cosmic signatures, combat, relic, data, gas sites and wormholes, more specialist equipment is required, namely probe launchers and the ships that are best suited to equipping them, exploration frigates and their advanced Tech 2 variants. Before you hit the market though, there are two types of probe launcher that you need to consider for the two types of probe, core and combat. Both can be used for seeking out profitable cosmic signatures and combat anomalies, but combat probes are much less efficient at it. However, they are great at pinpointing individual ships that might otherwise go undiscovered. Regardless of who or what you'll be tracking down, the actual process of probe scanning is much the same, and is actually easy once you've done it a couple of times. Essentially, it's a process of elimination where you arrange your array of 8 probes over a signature reading, hit Analyze, then rearrange and increase scan resolution until the signal is at 100%, at which point you can warp to it and fight, hack or mine whatever's there. As an example of how to do this, here you can see a bunch of signatures that require investigating. If we click on one, we see a red wireframe sphere, which is the area we need to scan. Double click to focus on it, then launch your probes, making sure they're in a pinpoint formation. Now, see that box with the arrows? That represents the center of where your probe array will initiate its next scan, and you want that to be over the center of the red X. The quickest way to accomplish this is to rotate the views so that you can only see a side facing of the cube. Then, dragging it to the center of the X, you can rotate the view to the top facing and do the same again. Now, if you spin around, you'll see that you're pretty much spot on, with only minor adjustments required. Next, you need to select your scan resolution, which is the probe size slider next to the Analyze button. At each stage of the scan process, and there may be 4 or 5, you want all your probes overlapping the entirety of the area where the signature might be, ideally with the center probe covering the signature areas, in this case, the sphere. When it is, hit Analyze and wait for the results. When they come in, you should find you have a smaller area to cover, either a ring, 2 points, or even better, a yellow marker. Again, simply rearrange your probes to cover each area, zooming in the view and increasing scan resolution to increase the signal strength at each stage. If you're fully zoomed in and perfectly aligned with probe size set to 0.25 AU and you're still not at 100% signal strength, hold down Shift to rearrange your individual probes in a tighter formation and try again. Once you have a signal pinpointed, what you do with it is up to you. If it's a gas site, you'll want to warp to it and mine it. If it's a data or relic site, you'll have to hack it with the required module to claim its treasures. And of course, if it's a combat site or a sneaky enemy vessel up to no good, you may want to get a more capable ship or call some friends over. And if it's a wormhole, well, who knows where it'll lead. If you've been playing EVE Online for long enough, you'll know the greatest opportunities rarely make themselves obvious. Good luck finding them though, and don't forget to recover your probes before heading off into the partially unknown. Space littering is bad, okay?
Hello, welcome back to another EVE Online video. In this video, we'll be exploring exploration in New Eden. So, exploration for New Eden is quite simple.
Section of the agency.
Literally, there's an entire career agent to tell you how to explore in EVE. So, we just follow the instructions of Aura as she is finally fucking silenced for the entirety of her life. And we go to Hongdo. And we redeem some alpha daily gifts, don't care. Then you realize that now you're actually a new member and that every bloody fucking public corp in New Eden wants to recruit you. So they can keep sending spam messages. That does not use all was Fraternity, a Chinese public corp in EVE Online. So we talk to the exploration agent and she gives us a quest. Fetch a fucking piece of paper in space. So you can feel free to delete the email if you want. You'll get spam a lot. So after we delete the email, we talk to the agent. Look, I deleted it. It's spam. That's not really how you join a corp, but yeah. I mean, it's good if you're totally new. It immediately grants you all the resources in the world, I guess, because they are really friendly guys in EVE. So we read the instructions, say what she wants, accept the quest. Remember to really accept the quest. The accept button is down there, and we train some skills. I'm just going to gloss over this bit. It does click, drag, and drop, and train until we are satisfied, and then next we have to move on to actually undocking, so time lapse. Click, click. I talk faster than time lapse. Great. It's 9 minutes in. Well, I mean, I put 2 ads in this video, so we finally click accept. The agent wants us to fetch a piece of paper from space, and we undock from the station and do it. This is actually way simpler than my clips video. I mean, I already got the editing done. No fancy transitions this time though, because what's the point? And the ads in this video already done a pretty good job explaining exploration, so we undock and we head towards one of those little green diamond things that says, anomaly training site. Now just align towards it, let your afterburner run 1 cycle and warp. Aligning. And warp to within 0 meters is quite important, really. I can't underestimate how important it is. So we warp, we land there, and you see the little container there. You can immediately close the incoming message. When you read it, just approach the container and take the item from it. In fact, this video should have been 2 times faster than what it really is. Yeah, like I'm that impatient to actually get it. So we approach the thing, we see our ship slowly turn, and we approach the fucking container. Now in that container, go and grab this proof of discovery. I don't know why they let a piece of paper float in space, but hey, it's CCP's idea. Oh, and EvE is fucking actually playable while on a fucking black screen. You don't even need to see a ship. Heck, in fact, where GPS sucks, you can always do this. Thus, turn off the 3D view by using Control Shift F9, and EvE is a black screen. So for the next few minutes, you just only see text. So we walk away while in the blind, and that's how I set up my UI currently right now. So as you can see, it's much nicer than the original UI from the previous video. And now we're warping back to the station blind, and you see a lot of this green and red diamonds. Green diamonds are combat anomalies normally in IRL EvE, and yes, you can also activate a tactical plane, so you give yourself a horizon in space, and this space needs a horizon. And red represents cosmic anomalies. By scan them down with probes, balls in space, really. And we dock. Then we have talked to the agent again. So let the docking process commence. It takes a while because EvE, black screen, and now we get green screen for some reason. This puke green screen. Then we say complete mission, and we gain a bunch of money and standing. Standings will become important later on, especially if we do security missions. The money is not so important. Now we gain a new ship. It's called a Burst. EMC frigate, if I'm not wrong. It is an electronic warfare frigate that mainly uses missiles and target painters, I think. If not, it will be electronic countermeasures, or otherwise known as EMC, which can jam people from locking onto you. It's not a great frigate for exploration, but the game does give us that anyway, because hey, they got free frigates lying around. They are quite cheap for some reason. And then we proceed to walk to the next location, which is a dead space site which no one else can enter. And it's governed by the Sisters of EvE for some reason. So we walk to there anyways, ignoring the fact that I'm totally blind, and I can be blind and still play the game because it's very text-based. It's like Pokemon. And so we walk away. Part 3 coming up soon. Maybe combat, but that will be also split into 2 parts. So I guess industries the next up on EvE. I'll just give you a spoiler alert, it's just like Minecraft. You mine, you create. So we warp drive into this dead space where there's a fucking ship waiting there. Don't shoot the ship, it's friendly, it won't shoot you at all. And we also realize there's an acceleration gate. Okay, acceleration gates are just simply tiny little jumps in space. Not, you know, walk 10 astronomical units, which is the distance between the Earth and the Sun. But rather, they want you to only walk 30k kilometers. So the only way to do that is acceleration gates. And now we discover we are in the next room, where we just have a little tiny bunker, where you have to approach and grab your supplies, and another acceleration gate. So you do it. So you press Q-click and approach that at full speed, and then grab from whatever the container holds into your ship. It's really tiny, really, but it's all your exploration gear you ever need. In fact, with this gear, you can actually start exploring from day 1 already. So you grab whatever's in the container and go. And we might fit this later into your burst. It will come important later because the Corvette actually does not have enough high slots, does not have enough mid slots for everything. So you do that, and we approach the acceleration gate and walk away to the next room, where we see a relic site, or how it might look like if you find one in the wild. Trust me, it's very different from what they actually show you. They only show you the props involved. which means this new player experience is actually not that outdated. So thank God there's only 30-minute video right now. Yes, I managed to save like 2 minutes of it. Okay, here's the relic side. You see all this little broken junk stuff? Okay, ignore, because this is a fucking story. This is a fucking career agent quest. There's nothing here to do or interact with. So take the acceleration gate and walk off immediately to the next room.
Warp drive active.
Warping. Well, this is actually quite slow. Thank God I actually turned off all the fans to actually record this voiceover because my room's hella noisy. And next we see a data site. Or how a data site might look like if we find one in the wild, but actually there's no cans here to hack. So they tell you to warp off yet again. I don't care, it's just props, nothing to see here, not that important. What you really are here for is for the money. The ISK, the sweet dank ISK. That's what you're really here for. So you carry on your merry way. So yeah, you can keep the probe once you're finished with the exploration quest. So this is another site. It's called a gas site. It's how you actually get boosters. It's potions, you know. It's how you make potions in this game. It contains all the active ingredients that your potions has. So you walk into this room, you find there are a lot of colorful gas clouds. You can do nothing. So the best thing you can do is to walk back to your home station and cry because you can't do any of this glorious, fantastic shit yet. So after like a 2-second jump cut, we arrive back at our station.
Docking permission requested.
Docking. Now remember to actually undock that from your solar panel view. Your solar system view, because it will come in more handy later. And also be sure to string your solar panel to not full screen, please. Never full screen that. So we talk to the agent, we accept his new quest, which is to find another piece of paper lying around space. This time we're going to scan the red axis. So we get into our bus and fit tight with the new stuff we found, and really it's just that. You just fill in the 2 mid slots and the 1 high slot, and that's it. You really do not want to use the burst for exploration. So after that, we just undock with the burst because that's the only thing they provide us to do. Really, that's the only thing. Now, that's sort by all the red crosses. You can sort by sickness strength, currently all at 0. You need to scan them to at least 25% in order to actually review what they are. So there's only really 3 things that interest us in a starting system. Finding data, a relic, and a gas site. So we do that. First of all, I'm trying to experiment with something. Apparently it's not working. So normally I would stack the people places, probe scanner, and D-scan together with the directional scan. Every ship has a directional scan. It's like a radar that only works for 14 astronomical units. 14 AU, yeah. And it detects everything in a 14 AU radius. But you can actually shrink it and you can make it a cone so you can actually tell what direction threats are coming from. But the most defensive way I can think of to use D-scan is normally to set it to a 360-degree sphere of like 16 million kilometers. So now this is normally how I would set it out. I'll have the little thing there and this thing like this small-ish. And then that's it, but it's not working for me for some reason. So I'll come back in a later video to explain how to set up your UI. So once we are done with that, it was already 19 minutes. Okay, I should really stop messing with the UI, but I'm still messing with the UI. So enjoy me messing with the UI. So once we're done with that, we would just set everything to 32 AU and try to pinpoint all the red dots. So from a red X with spheres around them, we need to turn them to red dots. That is the key. Well, this is going to take a long process. Just see what I do. Honestly, scanning for me is start with the biggest spheres. You have 8 spheres. Start with all of them at the biggest balls possible. Honestly, the scan difficulty of all of these are pretty weak. Actually, it will take multiple scans. So scanning is not that fast. You might have to click the button multiple times in order to get it to be green. In fact, more times than they will actually lead you to believe. I mean, IRL exploration versus this exploration is really different. I mean, the moment something here comes green, you can actually just walk to it. That's the point of exploration. Turn on this little red X green. So we do, and I find that there is a green, that everything has now turned orange. Good. So if you want it to be green, just center the middle of all, the average location of all 8, center it, and shrink it down all the way to like 1 AU or something, and it should all turn green. So you press the analyze button again, or shortcut, you press the B key, and you realize now I have a green data site, which is what I want, so I walk to it. So honestly, there's way too much info currently coming in, so you walk to it. I'm still messing with the UI, it doesn't fit for some reason, I'm getting frustrated, so we walk to it. Honestly, you can close all these windows once you're done, but I suggest don't, because normally you're looking for more than one site. One site in high sec is about $1 million plus-ish. In null sec, it could contain a fortune, like half a cruiser. Half a tier 1 cruiser. So now you see this one lone can here. Oh, normally data sites don't contain cans, but there's tall structures, tall towers in space. So yeah, you need a data analyzer to actually hack it, and beware, you need to target the thing, then you need to activate the analyzer on it, and then you need to hack the can by playing this Minesweeper minigame. So civilian data analyzer, no, get data analyzer 1. Civilian sucks. Please do not use civilian on anything. It sucks. Anything with the prefix civilian sucks. Okay, I'll stop now. So we hack the can, grab the thing in there, walk out. Honestly, if you're a big brain move like me, you should always look for the next 2 quests, relic and gas. They want 2 more pieces of paper. And for God's sake, don't buy any of these pieces of paper. They're easily findable. If I catch any of you trying to contract me for these kind of paper, I'll bloody blow your ship up.
Active.
And so you do. Now on to the next one, which I think I found a relic site. Yup. So you see the training container, actually it's not really a training container, but you still need to hack a relic analyzer anyway by playing the same goddamn minesweeping minigame. So you do that. Honestly, that's what D-scan looks like. There's really nothing around me. There's no threats. This is like the safest of safest high sec. It's not like the code are gonna gank you in here, because what is there to gank? Everybody here is like a 1-day-old character who has only several hundred thousand is to their name. Pitiful, I would say, compared to the people who have billions of discs and are wasting them in massive space wars. But yes, you must start out somewhere in this game. Oh, never mind, that's another account that I'm at. Don't care who the hell is Computer EXE. Or more like Computer Executor Program, but we don't care about that. We approach the training container, we hack it, we target it, we hack it with the civilian node. It should be relic analyzer 1, and then we get what's inside and we warp off. Now the data site is actually slightly different. You have nothing there to hack. Instead, you need to be in a some kind of ship that can fit gas harvesters where it can suck in the gas. Yes, so unfortunately I just realized that a little too late, because I haven't played this game in like God knows how long, and I just realized I need a key. So the only way to get the key is don't buy, the agent will give it to you. All you need to do is to walk back and talk to the agent politely. So this is me being dumb and trying to scan down a gas site without the key. Enjoy as I become smooth brain. I've completely forgot there needs to be a key, so Big brain me thought that I should scan it down and walk to there to complete the quest as fast as possible, but no. Here I am being smooth brain. Honestly, chat is always silent. Local is always silent in this game. Because no one knows who is who. And in some places in this game, there's also no local, so you never know how many people are hiding in the wormhole. So it might be a total ambush. Same thing for Provision. The newest territory added to this game is entirely non-sec, and it's owned by the Triglavians. And they are the Triangle faction in this game. All hail our new Triangle overlords, they say. Well, thanks to some in-game events, the Amar Empire has been greatly affected by this, as you know from the first video, so it's because of them, because it's also player-run. So the Provision does basically took every single bottleneck system and totally turn it into Triglavian space. Now no one can enter or leave Provision unless you use filaments, and that's my mistake. Shown. Can't activate it because you need a bloody key. In also some cases, an acceleration gate will not activate unless you have killed every bloody thing in the room.
Warp drive.
Yeah, that's acceleration gate for you. You either need a key or to kill every bloody thing in the room. And honestly, if you thought hindsight ratting was tough, wait till you get into nullsec, where you get to see cans that have the minefield is really big, like
Docking permission requested.
big.
Docking
Okay.
request accepted.
They are called yellow core and red core hacks, and the minefield is way bigger, so you can run into more roadblocks getting into them, and it's not as simple as the hacking minigames you see here. So don't take hacking here for granted. So we do that, we get the key. Since I scanned it down, it's just a matter of me warping to it, and we get nearly 1 million ISK. Honestly, it's a pitiful amount. I can barely buy a frigate. So this is why it's to feel poverty. So I have no idea how to make a thumbnail for this, so I'm just going to probably borrow someone's thumbnail. So how to start exploration, right? Yeah. So this is my version of exploration guide, and it's based solely on the career agents. So we see the gas site, we walk to it, establishing warp vector, and we're off. Honestly, I never really explained much. This probe scanner here shows you all the green combat anomalies and all the red cosmic anomalies in the system. So some days you can get lucky where like a wormhole filled to the brim with red dots, like you can have 30 over red dots in one system. So we discover this acceleration gate, we get the key, it's not even valuable, so we activate the gate and we're on our merry way. So once upon activating the gate, we just see this, get a training container. We don't need to hack it this time because there's nothing to hack in the gas site. Because gas site, all you're meant to do is suck. Honestly, the skill to harvest gas for alpha is like 40 mil, but gas pays its volume in ISK by a lot. So you somehow manage to invest 40 mil plus like a venture that's capable of doing gas, like I don't know, 20 million frigate. Good luck, you get to be rolling in ISK. Well, honestly, exploration so say the cheapest exploration frigate is like what several million only, and we warp back to our base and we end the day. So now we have completed the exploration agent career. Yay! Now we talk to him and we get a probe, the proper ship to explore Mimitar space with. Honestly, there are other exploration ships like the Heron, the Imicus, and the Magnet, but those are for other races. We really don't care about those. The best exploration ship on Newbie is technically a Heron. The Magnet is the worst because it's made by the Amar, and the Amarians are the worst right now. And now we fit the probe, we can repackage our burst, and okay, thanks, bye for watching.